Bitcoin moves 5% on a quiet day, sometimes 10% on a busy one. That's great if you're trading. It's terrible if you're trying to do anything else with crypto. You can't pay rent in something that might be worth less by Friday. The whole point of money is that the price stays steady, and crypto, by design, does the opposite. Enter the stablecoin. A stablecoin is a digital token whose value is pegged to something else. Almost always, that something else is the US dollar. One stablecoin equals $1. It trades on crypto exchanges and moves on the blockchain, but its price doesn't move. Or at least, it's not supposed to. There are three kinds, and they work very differently. The first kind is Fiat-Backed. Companies hold real dollars and short-term US treasuries in a bank, and for every dollar they hold, they issue one stablecoin. This is by far the most common type. The two giants in this category are Tether's USDT and Circle's USDC. Together, they make up over 80% of the entire stablecoin market. The second kind is crypto-backed. Instead of holding dollars, the system locks up other crypto, usually Ethereum, in a smart contract. To mint $1 of stablecoin, you have to lock up more than $1's worth of crypto. The biggest example is DeFi. The advantage is no company holding your dollars. The downside is that crypto can crash hard, and the system has to be carefully designed to not break under stress. The third kind is algorithmic. These don't hold real dollars or real crypto. They use code and supply mechanics to try to maintain the peg. In May 2022, the largest algorithmic stablecoin, called UST, lost its peg and collapsed entirely. $40 billion in value evaporated in a few days. Most people now consider purely algorithmic stablecoins broken as a category. So when people talk about stablecoins today, they're almost always talking about fiat-backed ones, and almost always USDT or USDC. The two giants have very different approaches to the same problem. Tether, the larger of the two, has about $185 billion in circulation. It dominates trading outside the US, especially in Asia and emerging markets. Based in El Salvador, its reserve transparency has been a long-running question. It publishes quarterly attestations rather than full audits, though it has announced plans for a full audit. Circle, the issuer of USDC, takes the opposite approach. It's a publicly traded US company. Its reserves are held in cash and short-term treasuries, with the cash portion managed by BlackRock. It publishes monthly attestations from Deloitte. After US and European regulators created clearer frameworks for stablecoins, USDC became the preferred choice for institutions, payment networks like Visa and MasterCard, and anyone who needs regulatory clarity. Both stablecoins have the same goal: $1 in, $1 out. But the risks each one carries are different. With USDT, the main concern is reserve transparency. With USDC, it's operational and regulatory exposure. Neither is risk-free. Stablecoins now account for around 75% of all crypto trading volume. They're the connective tissue between traditional dollars and crypto markets. They're used for cross-border payments, for accessing dollars in countries with weak currencies, and as parking space for capital between trades. The total market is about $320 billion and growing fast. The trade-off, like with most things in crypto, is convenience versus trust. A stablecoin gives you dollars on a blockchain 24/7 with no bank involved. But you're still trusting whoever issues it to actually have the money behind it. That's a stablecoin. We cover crypto on the days that actually matter, with explainers when it helps. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time.